What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Victory Life Legacy Spotlight. Today, I have a guest I've been trying to get on for several months now, but timing wasn't right. He was focused on doing great things on the field, but now he's not only a graduate of Marshall University, but he's preparing for the
Yes,
NFL.
sir.
Today in the house, we have one of the 757 greats, Tavante Beckett, in the house. Tavante, how you
Yes,
doing,
sir.
man?
I'm great, man. I'm back home. Spending a little time with my family. So, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just glad to have you on, man. I'm doing the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Spending time with my family during this holidays. You and I are both blessed to be here, man. So we're gonna talk
Yes,
about
sir.
your legacy and a lot of people don't know your story. And it's a very unique
Yes,
story
sir.
that I think people can learn from as well as appreciate, man. But I
Yeah, man. No
mentioned
doubt.
when we were connecting, I interviewed two of your coaches who are brothers of mine. We both played, all three of us played at Tech together. They're older than me, but we were there a few years together. J.C. Price and Cornell Brown. And they were
My
on my,
OGs.
yeah, the OGs. That's what y'all love
My
when they call us that.
OGs.
And
Yes, sir.
J.C. Price, after doing my show, he was like, "Hey, Vic, you really need to get Tavante on your show, man. The guy's a class act, man. I'm just so proud of him and all he's done." I already knew who you were back when you
Yes, sir.
were a Hokie, but when JC told me that, I said, "Oh, you're done. You don't have to say no more."
Yes,
So
sir. No, I remember. He told me about it.
yeah,
He told me to get up here.
yeah. So Tavante, though, man, you are a 757 guy. So let's go back. I mean, I'm older than you, so for you going back, it's not like going back. But
Nah, yeah. Not too,
so when did
ain't too far.
and when did it all start for you? I mean, like, did you play youth football?
Yeah.
When did you know that, okay, I want to be an athlete and I want to play the game? Was it when you were 8 years old, 9 years old? And when did it really start for you?
Like I don't remember exactly when, like, what age, but I got a lot of pictures, me holding the football when I was like, 4 or 5, 3. And then when I realized, I felt like I was kind of like meant for football, my first year, my mom, I was living out in Norfolk and I went to play for Coach Stink and Coach JP for the Norfolk Rams. And, they threw me out there kind of like, I ain't really know what to expect. I never would had a helmet and shoulder pads on. This real football though with pads, it's my first time in pads. And I just remember going out there and like just kind of throwing my body around and like literally like seeing a flash go, everybody go like, ooh, and I'll be the one standing up. So it just kind of, I kind of always been a hitter as an early age. Like I just knew I was kind of, all right, if I could do anything, I can go build somebody up. Like I can go tackle somebody. So, having that feeling as at an early age, at 6 and 7, my coach is telling me like, I'm that guy and stuff like that, just giving me the confidence early. And that just kind of had me thinking like all my life, like, all right, I'm gonna be a football player. Cause it's
No
kind of
doubt.
installed in me, that was gonna be my way out. If anything, I can play football. I'm good at that. So, I'm gonna just go with that. And that's been my motto since elementary school. Like no plan B, just football.
That's what's up, and I love it. And you mentioned, Norfolk. I'm from the Newport News Hampton side, but
Yes,
Virginia,
sir.
Virginia in general has been known for great athletes. Whether it's Gabby Douglas getting Olympic golds,
Mm-hmm.
Allen Iverson, Michael Vick, so
Like,
many guys,
mm-hmm.
Bruce Smith, Plexico Burris, D'Angelo Hall. The list goes
Mm-hmm.
on and on. And the state as a whole is known for great talent. But you are from the 7-5, and I got to
Yes,
ask
sir.
you this question. When you finally realized as you became that guy for your youth squad and you began to be known as a hitter, were there people you watched before you? Were there players that were from the area that you was like, yo, I want to follow in their footsteps? This guy, I remember seeing him before me. You had your Quinn Blandons, your Cam Chancellors.
Mm-hmm.
Were there some names that,
Yeah, nah. For me, I remember watching a couple players that stood out, and I just remember like when I get to my senior year, like I want to be that guy like them. JC. I kind of copied JC whole flow. Like he wore number 4, at Smith and went to Virginia Tech. And then Jalen Bradshaw did the same thing. Like when JC left, Jalen wore number 4 and went to V Tech. And then when it was time for me to pick my number, it was just kind of easy for me. I went with number 4 because I knew I was going to want to go to end up at Virginia Tech. So that's kind of how that ended up working out for me. Like
no
just
doubt.
seeing JC do it, and then who else I grew up copying. Not everybody ended up making it to college and doing and making it to the big time. But like I was on the team with Josh Sweat, Andrew Brown. You know what I mean, stuff like that. Like being with 5 stars on my team, and I'm just kind of like the one right beside him, they getting the double team. So I was kind of on that island like as an early age because I'm playing with people that's gonna get triple team, double team in high school. I gotta kind of show up as an early age at like as a youngin. So that the moments just made me being at Smith with so many people was just coming through. Seeing Melvin Vaughn and people like that just like influenced me because they had raw talent and it was raw emotion. Being from the 7-5, it's unfiltered. You know what I mean? So seeing that as an early age, as a freshman, playing as a sophomore in high school, that stuff just built me. So by my senior year, I was ready to go. Like I done been there, done that, been on the team with 5 stars. I feel like I'm one of them. Like I always knew I was just on the level as them. I just gotta go out there and prove it. They worked for everything and they kind of showed me the motto and I just had to follow that.
No question. You mentioned Oscar Smith, and we're going to talk about your Oscar Smith experience in a second.
But
But
yeah,
the talent there was ridiculous. J.C. Coleman was just on my show a few
yeah,
weeks
I
ago.
seen that.
But let's talk about your family though, because one thing J.C. and I talked about, I had Mike White on here, another Oscar Smith great. I had Ronnie Whitaker. He grew up in Youngs Park in Norfolk. It is well known and documented. You've seen it with the Michael Vick 30 for 30. Different people from my area. If you go the wrong way, I'm not talking about directional, like going through
Yeah,
the tunnel, but if you get caught up, great athletes like yourself or Andrew Brown, it could be over. So for you,
yeah.
who in your personal life, was it your mom? Talk about your family life, your
Oh
parents.
yeah, yeah.
Who
I
who
mean,
who kept you focused?
I have a dad. He don't stay with me, but I have a real father. Then I have a stepfather. And then I have my mom. So I kind of, I'm hearing. I had like voices, trying to steer me the right way my whole life. But growing up out here, at the end of the day, like you see the bad. You go to school, public school, you gonna see the bad. That's where you live at. It ain't they can't. It ain't too much they can do to literally keep you at the end of the day, they're gonna let you're a young man, you gotta go out there and experience life on your own and make your own decision. But Mon Dukes for sure, that number one. But my two fathers, they played a role in it too, because I got one that's further away trying to steer me, and then I got one right in front of me trying to steer me. So I'm hearing it, you feel me? But at the end of the day, I made my own decision. You know, I seen how if I do it the right way, don't get in trouble, just focus. I seen Andrew Brown, Josh Sweat, I seen the right way, JC Coleman, but I just made my own decision, young man living in college, I just made my own decision, made my own mistakes, but I personally knew, you work, stuff gonna happen,
Yeah.
you really have faith, stuff gonna happen, for me. So I never was too worried about my story being fixed. I knew as soon as I could play football again, the talent that God gave me was gonna pave the way. I just had to just get there for real, for real.
Yeah, and you definitely did. So,
Yeah.
you had the unique, distinct privilege of playing for two great programs in 757. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. No.
Most people would know you as the Oscar Smith great, but you also played for Indian River.
Yeah.
So, what happened with that? How did you play for both schools?
It's funny, man, because I forgot what year was it. I had looked in like Oscar Smith, like the year, the stats, history stats and stuff, and I know I had put up some crazy numbers there, but I don't think they put it in the stat book though, because I ended up leaving. I ain't saying nothing, but I do find that crazy because I put up 135 tackles. Pretty sure that was second most all time. But I ended up leaving the next year, and I think they felt some type of way. But that was kind of out of my decision. But my mom, we on. I think I want to say, I don't know how Section 8 and all that work, but yeah, Mom Dukes had to move in a couple of days. So
So
whatever
for
she
you,
do,
so Tavante, it wasn't a situation where you were like,
no,
"Oh,
no.
I'm done with Oscar Smith. I want to go to Indian River."
I was at Oscar Smith. Why would I want to leave? I would have coach. No, I was saying like oh yeah, like so why would I want to leave, Coach Morgan and me being number I just put up I just my junior highlight tape was amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That joint was going viral and all this stuff. So it's like, why would I leave what I'm building? I started as a sophomore. I played with 5 stars. Like, why would I leave something so great? But at the end of the day, my dudes had to move. I'm staying up. You feel me? I'm not in the district, so I can't play for that school because I'm not in the district anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to move, had to change school, you know. And at the end of the day, I just had to make the best of my situation. Like I really proved a lot. I'm really glad I went through that because, you know, going from Virginia Tech to Marshall, you gotta go prove yourself, and that's what I had to do already through my life, going from Oscar Smith to Any River. Like everybody wasn't happy I was at Any River, you know. But
Yeah.
I was kind of one of the people talking trash at Any River when we winning by 40. So I'm over here like I'm at their school now, and they you gotta be here. Like I'm like, it is what it is. Like, you know, it's about to be my team. You know, that kind of was my motto. You know, they had a couple big time players over there too, so ego is everywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
couple, me and Yuli play the same position, linebacker, and we two rivals. Now we got to sit in the same room and do everything together. Like, so it's just kind of like adjustment. You know, I had to be a professional at a young age. You know, and most people turn 18, 17, they want to be grown men, but I was put in like grown men situation and I had to treat it like, you know what I'm saying, I had to go
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. So going through all that at an early age just, man, had me mentally ready for a lot. You know, it ain't really nothing. I had a lot thrown at me, you know, through my times at Any River. That was a crazy year because I had 2 kids in the same year, like, you feel me, like back to back. You know what I mean? So all my senior year, I barely made it to Virginia Tech. Like, you know what I mean? So Coach Price with the prop situation, like I almost had to go to Marshall, even though I had 13 offers. Like I ain't had a grade, so I ended up getting a grade. Then I'm going through the 2 kid situation, so I'm just like, my mind is just like everywhere by the time I graduate. And you know, luckily God blessed me. I got eligible to make it through Indian River. You know, with good grades. Coach Ferg, man, he really like treated me like a grown man. You know, you know, me coming in there as a senior, having success without him, you know, he just kind of like, he wasn't trying to, I don't know how to, he just like, was like a coach, but he was like a father and a brother, like, you know, all in one, you know. So I definitely appreciate them. They accepted me with open arms and just made me better. Like they really appreciate it, you know, and I always appreciate them coaches over at Any River because I talked to them. I talked to all of my coaches from Oscar Smith and Any River, but my Any River coaches really kept up with me, you know. If I needed something in college, you know, they was there for me and all types of stuff. So I
You know,
always appreciate them, boy.
Tavante, you mentioned, and I'm glad you brought it up, man, because I've seen your beautiful children on Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. But I got to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Even when I look back on my life, I have 3 kids now, but I'm grown. But I
Yeah.
mean, I look back at being your age. I'm not sure I would have been able to play, handle scholarship offers. You got
Yeah.
midterms and exams, and you have 2 children, so you're a
I,
freshman in high school. Like,
yeah.
did it? Did you? Because it had to be a challenge. Did you think about sometimes walking away from the game and just focus on being?
Uh, I mean, honestly, with 2 kids, nah, man, that's my only way to kind of, you know, if I walk away, you know, me being a, you know, black man in America, like, you feel me? What other options I gonna get to make $1 million or even have that type of option or bread without going to school or anything? So it's just kind of like, for me, you know, literally was in my mind since it's the only way out. You know, 18, 2 kids, like luckily I'm in great situations where it's not like, feel me, I'm on child support, stuff like that. But it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's like they can only do but so much for so long without with my little like my little campus check can't do but so much for them. You know what I mean? Like that little $1,000. You know what I mean? Like what that gonna do for when
Yeah,
they get, you feel me, this old and this old? So it's like I
yeah.
just kind of had to lock in, play even harder. You know, me being 5'10", like, you know, I ain't gonna pass the eye test. So what I gotta do, what I gotta do when I go out there, I just gotta put it all on the line, put this whole 5'10" on the line, and let's rock. You feel me? So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of my motto when I playing football. Like that running back ain't got 2 kids. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I ain't about to let him do this to me. Like it's a pride thing too. Like I ain't about to let this man block me. My son. What if my son and daughter? My daughter watch the game, so she ain't about to see me on my back. So that's kind of
No
my
doubt.
motto.
No doubt.
That's my motto when I'm out there. Like I got kids, bro.
So
Like
for the viewers watching, no doubt, for the viewers watching this interview, I know they can follow you on social media, but just tell everybody the name of your son and daughter.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I got two 4-year-olds. Jason and Raylan. They both they some months apart. They love each other. We just were hanging out. I think yesterday we all
Yesterday.
hanging out. Two spoiled ones too. So it'd be funny because they both used to everything being centered around them. Now it's like they meet each other. They kind of gotta join forces.
No doubt,
Give
man.
both of them attention.
What a blessing. So look,
Yes,
before
sir.
we talk about your collegiate career, I do want to ask you because, I saw you play in high school. I remember
Yes, sir.
y'all were playing against Highland Springs, I believe it was,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Greg
were
Dortch.
all over the field. Yeah, you was against you with Greg Dortch. Wallace was on that field.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you and the other linebacker that was, I believe, at the time he was going to
You.
Bama.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
And,
He was
and
committed to them.
you were all. I heard your name over the loudspeaker 100,000 times,
Yes,
but
sir.
other than Greg Dortch, I want you to reflect a little bit on the Friday night lights, the high school experiences. Were there some games or some matchups you remember, man, this was the game right here, and I showed out, or every time we played this team, I had to strap it up tight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the one thing I
Mm-hmm.
still miss, even though my career is long over. I still remember, playing against the
Yeah,
guys at Bethel or Norcom or Phoebus. But for you, who was it? Who
yeah.
was the team?
I want to. I had some good and bad moments. I really want to point out the bad one first because as a sophomore playing in states, we playing against Centerville. We lose. Remember, we had one of the greatest team, supposed to be one of the greatest team ever in
Ever.
Virginia history, and we went out there in 35-6. We lost, but being out there, I told you, Josh Sweat and them boys getting double team, which is 1-on-1 for me with AJ Turner. He went to South Carolina, but I'm a sophomore going against him, and he just like embarrassing me, like to the point where it's like I got to change my jersey number. Like I can't. When I go back out there next year, I can't be that little dude that was just out there. In that game, my sophomore year in States, I feel like that motivated me like to the most because my next year, my junior year and senior year, when I put that 4 on, that was a whole different person from 29 that out there as a sophomore. Like I always wanted to play against him again too. So that's just a little game that always to this day like sit on my head. Like I cannot ever go out there and play like that again. And
Yeah.
then my senior year, I transferred over. No, my junior year when I'm at Smith versus Ocean Lakes at the Sports Place.
Mm.
I was hitting. I slammed Eric Crosby. I remember that.
Big
Eric
Crosby.
Crosby. When he was running that ball all
Yep.
over, I caught him one time though. I stopped him one. He didn't get stopped too many times, but I remember catching him one time. But that game, and then when I got the River, my senior year, I had to play the first game. We had like they got in a fight with Norview, the playoff game before. So
Mhm.
I ain't get to play with usually the first 2 games. So I was just kind of like, I'm on a new team and they don't even got no player. I'm out here by myself. This ain't even my team. Like, so I had to go out there and prove a point. And I remember being out there against Bethel and I had slammed somebody like really, really, really like slammed them. The first game of the season. So it was kind of like, yeah, this is, this me, Beckett. Like this how I'm gonna play for y'all. This is gonna be all year. That's kind of was the starter to a very great year for me. You
Yeah.
know, so
You definitely play with an edge, and we're gonna talk about your playing style in a minute.
yes,
But
sir.
because you did play with an edge, and because you stood out, at two great programs at Smith and River, college coaches took notice, and you had
Yeah.
a few offers. So tell everybody again, because this is your legacy spotlight.
Yes,
How
sir.
in the world did you choose Tech? Because the Tyrwood area, playing at Oscar Smith and River, especially when you were at Smith, you made a name for yourself and you finished strong at River. You showed people you could play the next level. So you obviously had an offer from Tech, but who else offered you, and who were some of the recruiters you remember, and
Okay.
ultimately why did you choose Tech?
I remember why I chose Tech. It was easily because, I wanted to play there. First of all, like, it didn't matter who recruited me. I wanted to play at Virginia Tech. And I wanted to stay home. Also, a lot of people was going out of state.
Hmm.
I was just like, well, like why y'all like? This is the perfect place right here. I'm gonna go be the man in state. I don't want to go. no Florida, none of that, because I don't like. I want to I want to be at home and put on my family come see. So that was always my mindset. Um, and then the coach recruiting was Steiny and Cornell. Like,
Oh my gosh.
you feel me? Too smooth. Like, come on, how you going? They too smooth not to say no to. For real, like
Yeah.
they were smooth. My parents loved them too, so it was just like easy situation. Where I went wrong is I didn't even look into the depth chart or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm going to Tech. Like, I just wanted to offer so bad. But a lot of my offers, was on some like they was at my school and I'm on a team with 5 stars. So like a couple of my offers just like it was I had them, but I didn't hear from them. So like when I had a Wisconsin offer, like I would have went to Wisconsin if you know what I mean, if they really wanted me. Like that's a perfect school for an undersized linebacker. Like for me,
Mhm.
in my head, with Chris Borland playing there, I'm like, bro, this is of course but I ain't hearing from him. So it's just like, okay. Now that I'm older, it's like, okay, I see what it was, little package
Mhm.
deal thing. Like we'll just give him the offer, he teammates with Yuli, Devin Hunter. Like I got them vibes. I got them vibes from my office. So I just like, now let me go with who really care, So I have got down to Maryland and Virginia Tech. And for me, Maryland, Maryland was a great school. I wanted to go there for real, but it's just like, am I ever gonna compete for a championship with them being in Ohio State and
Mm-mm. Nah.
Michigan State and Penn State? You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna never be top dog, baby. At least Virginia Tech, we just got Clemson. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Clemson, Florida State, but that you feel me. On our
Yeah.
side, in my head, I'm looking like we good over here. So
Yeah.
win a
So
couple championships.
no doubt. And you get the Tech. You mentioned you didn't look at the depth chart, man. So you get the Tech. And I remember, celebrating you coming there. I remember being on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you play, and I remember telling people, "Hey, this kid can go." The
Yeah,
opportunity, but your opportunity was limited. So
yeah,
just let people know because this part of your legacy. I'm not sure
yeah.
if everyone understood what exactly happened because even with me,
Nah,
someone
yeah.
follows the program. Like what was it?
For me, man,
What
getting to
happened?
college, my first year I got to college, I want the red shirt, take a little year to get bigger. But I ended up, I got there, I played very good as like literally like fresh getting there in June or August and, hitting them boys, you know what I mean? So Coach Bud took notice of that, and I had moved up in the depth chart overseeing. So I got second string, but I'm behind the first round pick. So it's just like we only play 2 linebackers. I'm behind Tremaine Edmonds. So it's like I'm just sitting there for a year. So I go through my freshman year. I'm happy to be a part of the team, of course, but it's just like, what's my purpose? Like we get that spring and I'm hitting people. Like I'm just ready to cut it loose. I'm just feeling like, hold up, coach. Like, I ain't. I tried a red shirt as a sophomore. Like, hold on, I ain't wasting a year, coach. I just went through a whole year not playing. Now you want me to play again, not sit behind them again. So I ended up moving to Mike, but just all right. Now behind a 5th-year senior, Andrew, you feel me? I'm behind
Yeah,
Andrew. He from the 7.5 too.
yeah.
Coach ain't about to do that. Like, you feel? So it's just like, dang,
And
bro.
his
Like,
senior year, he came on strong because he had some moments, but he
yeah.
cut his hair. He came back focused.
Yeah, he was.
He,
I remember, man. Me and Drew, you feel me? That was big, bro. But I'm just always like, dang, coach, I want to play, bro. At least let me get a quarter in. I showed you, you cuss me out every day. You feel me? You trust me. You ain't doing all that for the next year. What I come here for? You ain't trying to play me.
and
I
when you
really was
mentioned
thinking.
and Tavante, when you mentioned coach, you're referring to Coach Foster, right? Bud
Yeah,
Foster.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was my position coach
yeah.
and defensive coordinator. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's who I see every day. Like that's like I always that's my grandpa's kind of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He a father figure, but he a little older too. So it's like I respect him on a whole nother level than a
Mm-hmm.
coach. Like not just a coach, like my grandfather. So when he cussed me out, it kind of used to hurt back then. Like, I remember I used to be crying at practice as a freshman, like, but why he recruit me? Like, why you bring me here if you don't like me? Like, I used to think that, but as I got older, just like I understood it now. Like, that's how I treat my teammates. Like, I get on my teammates like that because that's if that's the results we're gonna get. Like, this what it demands. Like, you gotta put in. You can't be wrong. You can't even be. If you out your gap, it's touchdown. That's just how this defense goes. But I always felt some type of way, man. I ain't gonna sit here and say I didn't. Like, I knew when I got to Virginia Tech as a freshman that I was good enough to play with them boys, you know. And there was a lot of NFL talent out there though,
Hmm.
like 10 of them in the NFL right now that
I
was on
know.
that D.
I know.
So
One playing
it ain't
today.
like, but I can't sit here and say I didn't feel like I should be out there as a true freshman. You feel me? As a true sophomore, like I felt like I should be out there. But we only had 2 linebacker spots. But that's my fault because I didn't look into that. Like I'm just Boyd Foster, Steiny, Cornell. I'm gone. I'm going to Virginia Tech. Like it's my dream school, like type stuff. So getting there, and then my sophomore year I can't play, so it's like I'm in the streets. Like not in the streets, but I'm living. It's college, 30,000 people at Virginia. You feel? I'm having fun, man. I'm locked in. Yeah, at this point, I'm a sophomore there, so I know I can live a college life and be a college athlete. Like
Hmm.
me being like blessed with talent. Like I can wake up and play football. I do that all my life. Like I'm gonna put in the work. That's what I do my whole life. So it ain't like that's the hard. That's something that's very hard.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, man. Just and then hanging with the wrong people. I was just hanging with this person, bro, and I never like they said they thought I was selling weed, but I never was selling weed there. So, but like I told you, 30,000 people. A black I think like I remember this black dude just hit me up, and I'm like, bro, I ain't got nothing, but my manager, you feel me? He'll get you
Yeah.
right. But when I say 30,000 people, only 2% black people.
Hmm.
So I'm just really trying to look out for bro. Like, bro, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna trip. Like, I don't got it, but my man's got, so I sent him to my friend, give him my friend information and stuff. And he ended up reaching out to him. I wasn't there. Like, I wasn't around.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not present. I
Hmm.
don't know how much anything. You feel me? This is just off. It's all of my, like, I'm not even hearing. Like, I'm not in communication with him. But because I'm a football player, they can get my address. Bro, we play on Sunday. I put my trash out on Friday. And I think they searched my trash can, they get a warrant to come in our house on like that Monday. So we get back Sunday. We play Sunday, we get back, and then I think it's Monday. They kick in the door on 9/11. There was 6 in the morning. They kick in my door. They got a warrant, like, because they went through my trash. The
This is
warrant is
this
saying
is
like how
this
they
is in Blacksburg.
this Blacksburg. They
Kick them
searched
in your
my
door.
public trash can. Like you put your trash can out on Friday, you go get on the plane or whatever. They search my trash can. So this how they get a warrant. Like it's a messed up situation because like how can you kick in somebody's door with nothing? Like I didn't communicate with this dude. I didn't talk to this dude. I didn't meet up with this dude. You coming in my house looking. First you say you looking for me. They think I sell weed. So they don't find nothing crazy. Like they really searching everything. They lock us all up and they search everything. I don't got nothing in there though. Like, but they like I literally remember like them saying like, you feel me? Where this man at? We hear about this car. He's armed and dangerous. I'm like, bro, what y'all kicking in my? How you gonna kick in my door for what? For him? Like for a car? All this stuff? Like, bro, y'all wrong. Like, ain't no. He don't live here, and I don't got no. You feel me? I ain't got nothing in here for y'all to be kicking in my door. Like, I'm a college student. Like, I ain't saying I ain't doing nothing wrong, but y'all shouldn't be kicking in my door for nothing. Like I don't sell no weed. They thought I had pounds of marijuana. They telling me straight up because once they don't find nothing, they like real. You know what I'm saying? I'm with
Hmm.
the head investigator. Like he trying to take my phone to the police station. I'm like, bro, what you need to do all that for? Like I ain't got nothing. We
Hmm.
go through my phone together. You know what I mean? Like we go through my phone together. You feel me? He sees he see a few things, but nothing to where it's like I need to take your phone. You go through a college student phone in the middle, and at 6 in the morning, ain't no telling what you're gonna find. So he like, bro, you can keep the phone. Like, yeah, you feel me? We just gonna take you down to the police station, get your fingerprints. We're gonna get you you ain't gotta pay no bond because we ain't find that. They really like they try to scare me, But me, sadly, from where I'm from, bro, I just can't. If I'm your friend, bro, I'm not gonna keep like I ain't gonna
Yeah.
put you in
No, I
no bad
understand.
situation. That's
Yeah.
just how it is. Like some people live a certain way. Like But my family, how I grew up, like that's not what you do to a friend.
No doubt.
My mom understood that, bro. So it's just like I don't regret how I handled the situation. I handled it every time. I just have to live with that. What I was surprised at is how, like, I ain't think I was gonna get. I really ain't think I was gonna get kicked off because at the end of the day, I didn't have anything. I wasn't selling weed, and like this is communicated. You know what I'm saying, through my coaches. So it's just like I'm thinking like, bro, once I go to court, I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be back. You feel me? I ain't sit out 2 years. This would kill me. They took the whole year away from me because I had court in October. I had court in September. They pushed it back to October. Then they pushed it to November. This Blacksburg Police Department, they pushed it to November. Then they pushed it to December. By that time, the season over with. The NCAA ain't giving you no waiver to get your year back. Once you got in trouble, you know what I mean? They telling me like, you got in trouble, so you ain't getting this year back. Yeah. When I try to get it back at Marshall, they like, no, you got yourself in that situation, which is understandable, but like Blacksburg Police, I feel like Blacksburg Police, like how you just going ruin it? You pushing court date back, like they doing that on purpose though. They just trying to, you feel me, trying to
delay
you on something or watch you making sure you don't slip up. But I just never understood it. And then I met with my coach twice. Like I met with Justin Fuente twice after that, and just like he was just telling me like, we care about you. We want you here. Like I don't want you gone, but it's out of my decision. And I just like I had to. That it is what it is. Like once he said that, and then he brought once I got my charges got dropped down to misdemeanors. It was like I met with him again. This time I'm like, oh yeah, this is the second meeting. All my teammates like, yeah, we back. They all waiting. While I go to the meeting, they at my crib waiting. So I get back like, dang, bro, he told me again I can't play. At that point, I'm like, bro, you could have told me that over the phone. Like, you called me in your office to say I can't play for you again. So that point, I'm like, okay, that's my motivation. Like, all right, they just gonna turn their back on me on something that easy. But another dude get in trouble with a girl and y'all take him back. Like, hold up, coach. Like, what's going on here? Like, I feel like they ain't believe in me. Like, they knew I was good, but they must not have thought I was gonna turn into something. Cause you don't just turn your back on somebody you care about and you believe in like that. This kind of like I felt it was kind of like, bro, go ahead. But Bud, Bud Foster, him and Coach Price, it was kind of like a call Coach Price. I get on the phone, him like, here I am again. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like I almost supposed to go there the first time. I guess it's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. Come on over. Like he like
before you tell me about, your time at Marshall, which was remarkable. You mentioned about how hurt you were with Coach Fuente, brought you back again, and this time it was for good as you couldn't play. That was your motivation at Marshall. When you look back on it, I remember hearing Allen Iverson on the Stephen A. Smith show years ago, how he said, I needed to go to prison. It woke me up. It made me realize. And then my cousin Mike, when he got in trouble, everybody knows what happened with him. He said on my show, on his podcast, that he needed to go through what he went through.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, Fuente and you parting ways? It was just Fuente, it was Virginia Tech, even though that was your, so to speak, dream school. You had a great time there. You actually, if things didn't go the way they did, you probably were going to come in and do some of the things you did at Marshall at Tech. It didn't work out that way. So you get to Marshall. Do you feel like that, even though you were hurt, that was supposed to happen?
I feel like that was written. You know what I mean? I really believe that. Like my story is very, like very, like God give his strongest. You feel me? Strong. His toughest battle to his strongest soldiers, and I really believe that. Me being going through all that, it's just like when I got to Marshall, like can't nothing break me at this point. Like I done got told no to my face by my dream school. Like ain't nothing I'm gonna go through here gonna be not worth it. Like I done came too far. Like I'm on a business trip at this point. Like, I needed to go through that. All right, took life for granted. God, all right, you want to take? I done bless you here. I done gave you a dream school. You behind the NFL, you feel me? First round prospect. Just look at him. Take out the him. But I want to go do all this and live the wrong way. So God, get out of there. Like you don't deserve it. So get it out the mud. And Marshall got it out the mud. Like that's, you know, I'm leaving the #1 food program, all this stuff. Now I go to Marshall and it's like you took everything for granted at Power Five. Now you at Marshall, you know. I'm gonna give you just what you need. So make it work. And that's
No
all
doubt.
that's all it was.
And you get there. Did you know Cornell was there? Did you know Cornell Brown was there
Yeah,
with you?
yeah, yeah. I knew Cornell was there, but I wasn't talking Cornell how I was with JC. JC came and sat on my couch, you know, in my living room. He sat on my couch at my living room. We chopped it up. So it was. But once you know OG there, once I get there with Cornell, man, it's all love.
Did
Like
you now? I got to ask you this because you know we OGs to you, but did you really
mm.
know? Because I know you know what kind of great men they are. Both JC and Cornell, I love them to
Oh
death.
yeah, no, they.
But did you know how good they were
Yeah,
as players?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Nah, I ain't. I'm gonna say how I seen them on the walls at Virginia Tech, so I knew they weren't no scrubs. How about that?
Yeah.
Like, I get there and I'm like, your name is retired up there at Virginia. Like I'm telling coach, like, stop acting like you normal out here. You want to walk around being cool, coach, bro. Coach is in the Hall of Fame at Virginia Tech. Coach Price head when I walked, you feel me? When I was at Virginia Tech, he's holding Coach Beam on his shoulder. Like them, the type of coaches we have here. Don't get it twisted. Like these ain't no average coaches. These boys don't put it in the work. So I know because our D line work the hardest on our team. So it's just like I'll be trying to tell them like, bro, they doing it this way because they way work, bro. Like they changed the program, bro. I seen Cornell interview. Everybody know about the Hokies now. Like I seen this little interview. We be joking them at practice though, saying it like, "Yo, coach, everybody know about y'all, huh?" Like we seen it. So just man, just seeing all that stuff and then doing my own research on YouTube. You know, I remember watching a video them boys doing back-to-back interviews. Like it's Coach Price and it's Coach Cornell. So it's like, okay, that must have been a captains, you know what I mean? So
And
he told me.
what's interesting too is, man, given your situation, man, I don't know if Cornell or even JC has opened up to you and their players. I know they're well respected, but they've both been through their fair share of challenges and adversity. JC battled injuries.
Yeah.
Cody was undersized, but he played at a
Mm-hmm.
high level. I definitely think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Cornell Brown is a Hall of Famer with
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, but he went through his fair
At the
share
Ravens.
were you aware of that as well?
Yeah, nah,
Okay.
yeah. I was aware. I was aware of all that, them really they my coaches, but they family to me. So we always have open conversation like that. And Cornell situation and Coach Price is they just all that just stuff like that you learn from your coach. So like what they don't been through it and stuff like that, it's just they trying to help us not go through the same stuff. And them two great coaches to learn from,
No
best in
doubt.
the business. Players and like from the work they put into what they coaching, like I can't question you. You did all that. It ain't like you
Mhm.
telling me do something you ain't do. And as a player, that's one of the most things you can respect out of a coach. Like you did
Mhm.
everything you telling me to do. And they don't get no better than that.
Two of the best of all time.
Yes, sir.
Now, your mom and your two fathers, your stepdad and your bio dad, they were all for you going to Marshall when it came down to you going to leaving Tech. They were down for that, right? They were in agreement. They wanted you to keep playing. They were excited for you for a different opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. No, I really don't put my family too much in my business, you know,
Yeah.
cause my mom, like they ain't never been through stuff like this, so it's like I don't even be wanting them to stress over nothing for real. Like, I'm not even about to tell them about a lot of stuff because I'm just I try to figure everything out. So I just really ain't want them worried. Like once I came to Marshall, like I knew I was gonna go out there and handle my business, and they wasn't gonna be there. Like what I mean, they're not gonna be in West Virginia to hold my hand. Or I'm grown. I got two kids, bro. I gotta make this work.
Hmm.
Like my mama, she gonna help me with my kids regardless. So I know that, what I mean. I know that, seeing it with my brothers and stuff like they gonna be there if I make it or not. But my thing is I don't want them. I want to take care of them. You feel me? So I'm gonna just go handle this stuff. They just supported the decision, but I didn't really get them too involved. I don't get them to talk to coaches when I was recruiting and stuff like that. Like Coach Price, he ain't come meet with my mom. It's just me and him. I gotta handle all this on my own because I don't really want my mom worried about what I got going on because she already got enough going on with her,
Mm.
with everybody else in the family. So
Yeah, and that's commendable because you stepped up
yeah,
as a man. You took everything on, which I have
yes
even
sir.
more respect for you. So
No, for sure.
real quick, man, you get to Marshall, and looking back, you just graduated
Mhm.
with Defensive Player of the Year. I'm watching games because I got Cornell and JC coaching, and I'm also supporting you, and I'm seeing you
Yes sir.
score defensive touchdowns and just making plays all over the field. 17 tackles. I mean, it was really. I mean, your time at Marshall was remarkable, right?
Yeah, yes sir. I can say I literally came in there everything I said I was gonna do. Those are things that I was chasing. I once I got there, my first year, I remember telling the strength coach like, I'm gonna be one of the best linebackers like you ever seen. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then like this year, him saying that, confirming that, like just was like I did. I love doing. It ain't no better feeling than doing what you say you're gonna do. And to come in that program and me being from the 7-5, I talk a lot of trash and me
No
saying what I'm
doubt.
gonna do and all this. You know what I mean? And then for me to go, back all that up, I got tremendous respect out of everybody in that program because I'm not 6'4" or 250. Like I'm the average person you see walking down the street, but it's all mental. And that kind of motivated my teammates. And for real, man, I just get a lot of respect for just doing what I said I was gonna do. I said I was gonna win Player of the Year. When I didn't win, Coach Price told me I was gonna win it my junior year, and I didn't. So I owed it to him. Like I'm gonna go get it this year because ain't no way I'm gonna lead that on the table. Certain first team all conference 2 years, like that stuff I was expected to do. Like when I
Mhm.
came to leading the conference in tackles, like that's what I said I was gonna do the year I had to sit out. So just going in there and doing all that, man, just it's a surreal feeling. Like I'm very proud of myself. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be lying if I say I don't sit around and like think like, I really went and did all that. Like hearing from Coach Foster and my advisors from Virginia Tech and stuff like that, just like make me proud of myself because I wasn't expecting to bounce back like that at the end of the day. Like as crazy as it was, like a lot of people just don't bounce back like that, and I can say I did. And my story, I know it's gonna motivate a lot of people to just not give up and stuff. And that's what it's all about for me, just leaving a legacy. For
Absolutely.
real.
I love it.
That's all.
I agree, man. And just a few more questions, Tavante. I do want to ask you real quick
Yes,
before
sir.
we end on your legacy spotlight feedback. Just tell everybody about, what you're doing now as far as preparing for that next step. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
you're an NFL prospect, and
Yes, sir.
there are a lot of people, including myself, rooting for your name to be called. I know you can't really go into so much detail because of COVID, and also you don't want to give away too much out of respect to the NFL process. But what are you doing to prepare for the NFL? Do you feel good about your chances? And
Yes, sir.
what are you hearing and what are you seeing and what are you doing to prepare?
For me, I'm looked at as a in between guy, a box safety or like a outside linebacker or will linebacker. And honestly, for me, man, it's just about just being ready, man. Going to a combine or pro day and killing it. I chose to not come back. Every athlete had an extra year this year. I chose not to come back because, like, I'm not gonna get any taller. And I'm not. It's time for me to be in a process where I'm getting a meal made for me 3 times a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to play linebacker, I gotta go get 225. I gotta go get 220. So I just feel like it's about that time for me to just, I get away with playing fast and lighter because I mentally feel like I don't need to be 220 out there to go make a tackle. I'm just running back. But I know if I gotta go tackle Saquon Barkley, it's time for me to go ahead and let me go ahead and make sure I'm 220 or he gonna run me
Hmm.
over out there. Like so, just getting ready for that, man. They got me as I seen a couple things have me as like a 6th round day 3. But that's good enough for me, man. Because being from 75, I ain't never seen $5,000. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen $10,000 before.
Hmm.
So you give me 400,000 in a year, I'm grateful. Like I'm be able to take care of my family because my mom make it work on less than 30. You know what I mean? Like she make it work with less than that. So I'm most successful person in my family already. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just gonna make my nephews motivated to get up and do something with their life. So that's just what it's all about. And I know, see, that's the thing. Me being going through so many different schools, bro, proving yourself ain't nothing to me. Like what I just gotta go show this GM that he don't want these other 31 teams to have me because he sees something in me. That's just what it is with me. What you
No
need me to
doubt.
go on kickoff? What you need me on kickoff, coach? I'll go knock somebody helmet off on kickoff. That ain't nothing. You give me 400,000. What you need, coach? I'll go hit the rough if you want to. Like that's kind of the play I am. Like you believe in me that much, that means something to me because these other teams doubt me. Like some teams that might not even acknowledge me because I went through something when I was 19, 18 years old. Like it's some teams in reality, that's just how it is. But am I gonna feel bad for myself? Like, all I need is one team. Like, I don't even need to get drafted to get a chance. Chuck Clark can't get drafted. He just signed 3 years, this many $1 million. Like, so I
Mm-hmm.
got different people, and I done been on the team with different people. Been on the team with first round. Been on the team with fifth round with Tim Sutter. Been with the team with undrafted with Chuck Clark. It's all about how you gonna react. Like God gonna put you in a situation. Just keep faith and make it work. That's just kind of my process. So I'm about to go fly out to somewhere. I didn't choose the agent, man, because I always like wearing my options. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you didn't choose an agent?
Not yet, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
I probably choose one in the next few days. So anybody, just let me know. But I'm just taking it slow, man. I want to get my value. I feel like me winning defensive player of the year, like I can't settle for less. I want to go to the best facilities. I want to go to the best places. Because I want to go run that 4.5. I
Mm-hmm.
hear stuff like you run a 4.5, that take care of everything. So in my mind, I need to be with that person that's gonna help me run a 4.5, and I want to make sure I make the right decision. So I can't just sign with anybody. You know what I mean?
No question. I love your focus, man.
Yes, sir.
I was a fan of yours before I met you, but now just hearing you in this legacy spotlight, I'm even a bigger fan. I mean,
Nah,
like,
for sure, bro.
nah, not just because we're from VA and from the 7-5, and you were, once a Hokie, and you also play for the Herd, but I'm a fan of your perseverance and your resiliency. And, I just can't wait, man. But with that being said, Tavante, we're at the point in the show where, our last point in the show, I give my guests a final thoughts and opportunity to share their final thoughts as far as give the next group of Tavante Beckett's, kids that are going through your same
Yes, sir.
struggles and different opportunities, whether it's ups and downs.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to tell them so they stay the course and keep
Uh,
fighting?
for for me, man, everybody, football your way out, man. You just gotta buy in, man. Like tune everything out. It's a lot of distraction in this world. It's a lot of other things to do, but if you want to go be something, bro, you can really go be it. Football for me, that was it for me, and I knew that since an early age, and I didn't let me being underweight or undersized stop me from going to achieve my name, go and achieve what I need to do, and if you mess up in life, it's always that's just a bump in the road. I remember when I searched my name, all it talked about was suspended, arrested. And now when I look up my name, it says drafted and stuff like that. So just seeing that and seeing how you can really change, your reputation if you really work at it, or you can ruin it by one bad mistake. You just kind of got to know that throughout your life. And I wish, people stress that to me a little bit more. And I just hope one day I can be a coach so I can be that bug in the care out kids out to keep going. And if you mess up in life, man, that's just part of it. Like there's so many different people you can look at to be like, oh, he been through that, so I can get through this. For me, I looked at multiple people that motivated me to get through my situation. Ty Matthews, Josh Gordon, like people like Michael Vick, AI, like from my own city.
Mhm.
Like that ain't about to stop me. So me knowing that, man, just I'll never give up. Just keep going. Just keep going. You want something, go get it.
That's what's up, man. Well said and wise words, man. I want to thank you again, Tavante, for
Yes,
jumping
sir.
on
Appreciate
the
you, bro.
Legacy Spotlight.
You already know it.
You know you got a friend and a mentor in me. I'm
Nah,
going
for
to be
sure, bro.
following your career, like a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
people from home, a lot of Thunder and Herd alumni, Hokie alumni. You got a
Yes,
great
sir.
podcast and a great story. And with that being said, on behalf of the Victory Life supporters, and also Tavante's family and friends and his supporters.
Appreciate y'all, baby.
Thank you guys for watching. And like I say, every episode, make sure you check us out on Twitter at Vicktory Life, Vicktory. Still need that picture from you, Tavante.
Yes, sir. No, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm in the 7-5 now.
Yeah. But also check us out on Instagram at Vicktory Life, Vicktory Life. And like I say, every episode, man, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Peace out. And no matter where you go, no matter what you do, make sure you leave a positive impact and a great legacy. Thank you, Tavante.
Love, brother. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.